Yeah. All right, got it. Okay, you guys, we're live stream, but I'm going to just say this to you. I'm putting in the link to the video in case you want to share it with anyone, because we're actually going to be live. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the music on down here. And just introduce us. This is Adrienne, Capricorntigress of Astrology, a lookinside.com. And I'm back again with my second set of guests for today. And this time we have three different groups here. We've got Stefanie and Chelsea, the intuitive women.
Hi.
We've got Daphne Wells here, and we've got Karen Kilmartin here. And so I've got a little bit of information on all of them. I'm going to start with Daphne since her name begins, I'm going to go in alphabetical order. Let's do that. So we've got Daphne Wells, and Daphne says that she helps soul-led visionary leaders feel safe, solid, and secure to share their magic with the world and make more money with ease and flow. I'm loving this already. Okay, Daphne, as a purpose and spiritual confidence builder, Daphne delivers insanely powerful insights that give you radical permission to show up in your power and fulfill your purpose in the world. Through her life-changing coaching, inner circles, energy readings, and forecasts, and her book, Decide, Choose Your Own Path, she's here to shake up your approach to business and life. When she's not inspiring women around the globe to make more money in record time, you'll find Daphne creating magic with fabric and threads, getting her hands dirty, growing what she eats, or frolicking in the waves. I love that, Daphne. I am so glad you are here. So excited to have you here. And we're going to talk with you in just a moment. I'm going to tell just a little bit about our next guest, which is Karen Kilmartin. Karen Kilmartin. And Karen says that, she says there are seriously some things that I need to learn. And those are the things that she teaches in her class. So Karen, I have a feeling that you've got a lot on your mind to share with us. And we're going to find out exactly what it is that Karen has to share with us, because I'm open to all things. Karen is a psychic medium, and she's best known for her accuracy, compassion, and down-to-earth attitude and humor. She's a clairvoyant, she's clairaudient, clairsentient from birth. And she believes that everyone was always connected to and communicated with heavens and earth until a family member told her that that wasn't exactly true when she was young. So I'm excited to hear more about Karen's gifts and what she does, and as we get going here as well. So this is amazing. It says here that Karen's gift, the word about Karen's gift spread, and people would stop her in the bank, the supermarket, wherever she was out in public, asking for messages from their loved ones. Oh my gosh. And as word continued to spread, calls from people all over the United States began to started coming in. And Karen formalized things and began offering individual psychic medium readings. About 10 years later, Karen was guided to do readings for small groups, special events to share validation and messages from heavens with more people. Wow. And she's known as the people's medium, and she intentionally keeps her fees low to make her messages from loved ones available, more accessible to those seeking
Anybody.
and healing. That's beautiful, Karen. Karen loves to help people open up to a world of new possibilities. She teaches, she shares her gifts in person, on the telephone, in video calls throughout Europe, South America, and Asia. And she hosts a weekly Facebook Live show for public readings online. And she's in the process of writing a book, which she hopes to finish before the end of 2022 or maybe early 2023. It is such an honor to have you here, Karen. I just wanted to give you all the props that I am supposed to give you at this point.
No.
Which is amazing. It's just the way that she started, like, like, I need help. I do need help. The fact that there's one of the first things that she says, there are some things that, I know I need help with. So that'll be interesting to talk to you about that a little bit tonight. And finally, we've got Stefanie and Chelsea here.
Hello.
I can't wait to hear all of you guys' stories. But Stefanie and Chelsea, they met at their corporate jobs in 2015. And they both had an incredible intuitive connection right away from the beginning. And their first experience of recognizing their intuition together was done through a game. Wow. Stefanie was challenged to wear a blindfold and find the pieces of Lego and build the exact replica of the structure that Chelsea described. And Chelsea was able to look at the piece, and Stefanie was able to visualize it. And with little to no communication, they were able to successfully complete the challenge quickly, which shocked all of those who witnessed it. Often told that they were that they live in their own world by colleagues. That's amazing. Their spiritual journey continued when they went through a spiritual awakening together years later. It was one of the hardest things they've ever gone through. They experienced many sleepless nights, and to call the experiences night terrors was an understatement. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna have to talk a little bit more about this in a moment. They leaned on each other to push through the darkness so they could find their higher self. And they were fortunate enough to have each other to lean on during their intuitive challenges, because they know that not many people have that opportunity. Oh yeah, that's so true. And they made it their mission to support other intuitive women with love and light, and because they know the spiritual journey is constantly evolving. And that is such a beautiful, beautiful story. I can't wait to go deeper in with you guys. And I'm actually going to start with you guys because Chelsea's name actually is the it's the first one. So tell us about this. This is amazing. I mean, the fact that you guys met at work and that you didn't know each other at all, or that you had this ability at all.
No, they originally were starting us to do this challenge as a way to show communication issues. That was originally why the challenge was created, but we did it effortlessly. And people kind of criticized us. They're like, you're supposed to communicate. We're like, yeah, but we didn't have to. We didn't have to. I was able to see exactly what she was able to see, exactly. And even to this day, I would be able to still see exactly what she sees, no matter if we were across the world, whether we're beside each other, it doesn't even matter. Yeah. We've always been like this.
Yeah. And I thought you guys were related because to me, you're so similar in your essence. Don't talk about the essence. They always just look at the actual features. Your essence is identical.
We're pretty sure we were sisters in a past life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe possibly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just identical. Like, I think at one point you might have been identical twins. It's just still there. Isn't that? You didn't know each other. Oh
No,
my God.
we never met each other until we started working the corporate job.
That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And I such a beautiful story because you've gone on to help other people now that you've discovered this gift that you have.
Because it came with so many different challenges that it feel like we were so many sleepless nights, because oftentimes people think of being intuitive and they think it's great because you get to see all these things, you get to, you know, see chakras and colors and visions and all these things, but it also comes with a very scary other side that we know a lot of people experience. So we went through our spiritual awakening together, and it was great. Like, it was great to have each other, to be honest. It was hard, but it was great that we were able to have each other.
Yeah. And the thing for us is that, you know, you kind of grow up and people have this idea of you. And from the very beginning, like, as soon as we met, we were very open and honest with each other about things we're experiencing. And that we just naturally felt comfortable that we told each other those secrets that we didn't feel comfortable sharing with each other. And then naturally we're like, okay, you get it. And then once you find somebody that you feel like they understand what I'm talking about, they know I'm not crazy, it gives you that encouragement to keep communicating, to keep going forward.
And to know you're not alone either.
Exactly.
And then we realize there's a community of people that to bring us all together, to realize that you're not alone, that you can have a community of people where you're not crazy, you can share all these stories and all, like, connecting with your higher self, you get messages, and like, we can understand that's very hard, but that's what it also empowered us to create the Intuitive Women.
Love it. I love that. I mean, as I'm a sacred soul light healer, I don't know what if you know what that is. It's just about alignment, and yeah, very woo-woo, but it's, you know, I kind of visit my higher self all the time and give her a hug. And if I tell that to the normal person, they would look at me like, what are you talking about?
Right?
At each other, to understand each other. That's beautiful.
And it's been amazing because we communicate with each other, like that side communicates through us to each other sometimes too. And our intuition is very tied together, that we've developed it throughout. So when one person's struggling, the other person can try to help. So it's been very beneficial for us. And we know that there's a lot of people who don't have that. We are very lucky that we have each other. So we want to be there to support other women as well.
I got this feeling like you guys were separated twins. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
And we found each other.
And you found each other and you locked in. I mean, that's just, oh my gosh, it's like a movie. Crazy. We're going to come back to you guys in a little bit, because you're just amazing. I mean, your story is absolutely amazing. And can you do me a favor? Just type it in the chat. That way it'll be easy for me to find your group or any kind of information that you want me to have, so that I can share it on the YouTube page and all over the place, because I'm going to tell everyone about you guys. So I want to talk to Daphne just a little bit, because I'm just itching to know everything about all of you. So Daphne, tell me just a little bit more about your situation, your story. You've got this practical mix of spiritual, the business, and traditional and practical, and all these different things. So how have you managed to mix all that together in this spiritual entrepreneurial world?
So I started off as a very practical business coach years ago. You know, I came from a place of really wanting to help women get out of toxic relationships in an easier way than I was able to navigate that journey. A couple of decades ago, when there was no online space and very little help, no help really in the area I lived in at the time. And so in amongst my journey, I came across coaching and thought, gosh, and I was already in business. So I thought, if I can learn to be a coach and then apply my business knowledge to that, I can really help women out of that and into a new life, creating a new life for them and their family. And what I realized was that I had like I had always been very intuitive, heard things, seen things, felt things, known things as a child, got messages, and it was just squashed because, you know, Daphne was crazy. And so when it came to actually
Oh, I hope we didn't lose her. We might have lost her. She may have to come back. Let's give her just a second or so. I feel like when things like that happen, it's because one, there's probably something going on where she's lost her connection. So that's definitely something.
I think she's still deceitful.
It's yeah, it hasn't, it's just kind of.
I think she might still be talking. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, so she's officially gone. Okay. And you know, it's funny. I had this feeling like I had to move on to Karen, and I don't know why, but she's going to be back, and I'm sure she's going to finish up when she comes back. There might have been some type of connection issue, but Karen, thank you for your patience, by the way, and I appreciate that. I appreciate it. So first of all, I just got to say, the first thing you had said about there's some things you got to fix or something like that. And I'm thinking, what is that?
He said that?
It says, wait. Let me see. It says, do I have the right one? I think I do, but well, this is talking about what you're most proud of, which is beautiful. I love that. You're most proud that you're helping people to realize and wake up to the fact that there's more in life than what we see. That's beautiful. And to help to spread light and awareness of things beyond what we can see with our eyes. And you know, that is an amazing thing. First of all, it's a gift when you can see what more than what you can see with your eyes. But then when you have the ability to share that with other people, and then they can then see, that's a gift.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us more about your business. You, I saw here that you have the Sherman. No, that's Stacy Sherman. I think she might have sent.
She's yeah, she helps me.
She sent the information for you. Okay.
Yes, she did.
So now, do you work on? Yeah, you do. You have KarenKilmartin.com.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So, I guess, do you want to hear the story?
Yeah, I would love to.
I'm not impatient. I just, I've been doing this since I was 2. That was the first time that I saw someone from the other side. And I really did think it was normal. I saw aura. And being an old woman, which I'm a very old woman, back in my day, what I did wasn't accepted, but I came from a very gifted family. And I'm Native American and Celtic on my grandfather's side. And on the Native American side, my great grandmother walked the Trail of Tears. She was the only one left in her family. She was put in the white school. But I have a ancient Shamatic family line. On the Celtic side, my family line dates back to Scotland, 2500 BC, Merlin. I have Merlin's teachings. So I come from an ancient family that's always been very gifted. And because of that, they didn't say, oh, I don't believe you, or I don't. Everything was, they understood my differences and helped me to grow. And I think that that's why one of my biggest, the things that I want to do the most as far as humanity is to help others to learn that there's more, because in my purpose is to increase the vibration and the frequency of everybody that on earth, because if I can teach 7 and they can teach 7 more and they can teach 7 more, we can come to a higher consciousness. And in order for earth to become humanity as a species where we all are one, we have do be able to help each other and not be afraid of one person being more than another. That way we can have balance. And when we can achieve that balance, then our world will change.
I do. That's amazing. The thing is, you know, it's so funny. Me and my daughter were having a conversation earlier, and we were talking about, I guess it was just something about, like, end quote, air quote, good people, bad people, or whatever. And how for some, it's easier to go to that. Like, because there's an option somewhere in there, right? To be a good person or a bad person, whatever it is, whatever that means. And but there are people that seem more drawn to that chaos of harm than others. And I don't know, have you ever helped someone to kind of get enlightened from that place? Because to me, there's like a darkness when I come across those types of people.
I've helped a lot of people. I see color around people. I really try not to see dark or light, because we all have our own path. But I know from my students and people that I have helped with, people that have crossed over, and everything that I do to bring knowledge forward, that in a lot of classes and meditations and things that I do with people, it does draw them from like anxiety, stress, that negative voice, to a more positive, enlightened place. And in some instances, it's literally saved them. So, yes.
Yeah, that's.
I'm soft-spoken, I guess you can tell.
I could tell you're very soft-spoken, and that's good, because I like to talk, so I'll try to fill in as best as I can. But it's very interesting what you do, and the fact that you're able to help people to go from, you know, the negative to the positive, and to see more of what this experience of living is all about. Because most of us, I might not look it, but I'm almost 60 years old. I'll be 60 in like 5 months.
Wow.
You look great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm well over 60.
Yeah. But the funny thing is with that, I feel like I still don't know. Like, I don't know if it's just that I've just remained a child all my life with the wonder of a child, and didn't want to know, because I don't really wander outside of my playpen, if you will. But I just feel like there's so much horrible stuff out there, and I just completely block myself off to it. Go ahead, Karen.
So this is what I would like to. I think we're in a place. Well, I know we're in a place in humanity where we're at a crossroads, and it's really important that all of us that are awakened spread that light, and more people are going to become awakened, and the place of darkness is going to leave us. So think of a tree just as the tree of life, and from the root, the branches will grow, and from the branches, the leaves will blossom, and all will become balanced.
I love that, Karen. You guys don't understand. I am the crazy astrologer, tarot reader that comes in, either dances with the music going, I'm happy, happy, happy all the time. And I'm like, I know it drives people crazy, because all the negative stuff in the news, and the wars, and the famine, and the recession. And I'm like, party! They're like, what?
I love that. I love that.
But I just choose to be in that place instead of in the dark place. Yeah, it's kind of funny. So Karen, I love what you do. I think there is a value in what you do. It's needed, by the way, because if someone can help someone to go from a really bad place to a much more positive place, and you're the person that takes their hand to take them from point A to point B, then you're a very important person.
Well, we're all very important people.
Yeah, I think that too.
She's
just
an angel.
different.
I know, she's an angel.
Like an angel. I know.
Yeah. She's like
clouds
crying over your life. Oh my God.
You're like an angel. It's beautiful.
Thank you. I'm humble.
So I want to make sure that anyone wants to know more about Karen, you can find her at karenkilmartin.com. And do you have your pricing and things up there, Karen?
Yeah, everything is there. I'm not good with the computer. I get help,
Oh
as you
my
can
God.
tell.
Okay, so you have to reach out to Stacey. We got no,
Yeah,
no,
it goes fluky with me. I actually can make computers go nuts.
isn't
Just,
that
you guys, I have to tell you a really funny story.
okay?
So when you're like me, there's like the positive part of it, but then there's a part that people really don't see. And that's that I get sick a lot because I'm always going in between energy. I go between heaven, universal light, all that is the one, and to earth all the time. And I would go in the doctor's office, and the reception of the doctor's office would get so mad every time I come in, and she'd be so frustrated at me, and I'd be like, okay, have a good day. And on I would go. Well, I had a dinner with a medium because I do a lot of events and fundraisers, and I raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for charity. And so here I am, and she's there. She goes, oh my God, I get it now. Every time you go in the doctor's office, my computers go down.
Wow.
So it wasn't that she was frustrated with me, but every time I walked in a certain spot, the computers would go down on it. Like, I get it now.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
You have effect on the computers.
I have effects on them. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to get to a point where I'm going to ask you a question.
Energy about
You
your
have
grandmother.
a particular energy. Yeah. It's amazing. And it actually affects computers. Is it any other electronic devices or just computers?
I can't wear a watch. They stopped the minute I put it on. Yeah.
It's funny.
It's really funny.
I mean, it's amazing when we get people on this show, and some of the people who have experienced, like the show I did earlier today, the young lady had going through an exorcism because she was so different when she was little. Her parents literally put her through exorcism.
Wow.
And so I feel like we've got the most amazing guests because all of you have such amazing stories. You two alone, my gosh, just the stories that we have here. It's just incredible. Just incredible that I really, truly believe you guys were, I believe, yeah, definitely identical twins. Yeah.
When I saw them, I'm like, Gemini twins.
Yeah, Gemini twins. Right. You can see
So
it.
cool.
It is cool. It's amazing. It's amazing. Just incredible. So, okay, I want to hear any stories of how you guys have helped each other, helped people. Karen, Chelsea, Stephanie, who wants to jump in and tell your story?
I'll wait.
Sure.
I want them to go first.
Yeah.
Which one do we start with?
So
you got a story to tell. That's why I said
I was like, oh my gosh,
we have so many. I feel like a huge part of our transition and our transformation started with our spiritual awakening. And for a while before this, we had no idea what it even meant. We were very lost, very confused until it happened to us. And it completely changed our life.
I remember for years, Steph kept telling me, she's like, you're intuitive. I was like, I don't even know what that means. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Then you go through this, like, oh wait, people don't experience this. Oh, okay.
Yes. So we went for very, very, very much sleepless nights. We had psychic attacks where other people would be thinking about us, and we would all of a sudden start acting like them. A lot of our any type of problems that we've had, communication issues, have been because they're more intuitive challenges between us because we've been very sensitive. And I feel like the spiritual awakening has really helped us helped us with intuitive gifts, really mastering those intuitive gifts. Mm-hmm. But they come with so many sleepless nights where we've had to just pack our bags and just had to get out of there. We've had to We've been
on the run. People were like, who are you running from? I was like, I wasn't going to stay long enough to find out.
Yeah.
We had to go.
Go somewhere because
We're out of here.
Oh my gosh, I can't do this. We're like supporting each other, going back and forth.
Like, because just those sleepless nights, and I feel like having that darkness, and I can also see a lot of like the darkness, and I can see people, and we're very clairvoyant. And I feel like when you at night, especially, was when I know I struggled a lot, because you'd see that darkness and heaviness, and you can see people and a lot of those kind of things. And it was scary because I always had visions, but I think everything really became clearer during the spiritual awakening.
And we've always been very connected in the sense of we live separately, and I had a crystal, and one night, randomly in the middle of the night, I reached over and I grabbed it in my hand. And next thing, like, I could feel somebody holding my hand. And then I started choking, and I started drinking water, trying to like calm myself down. And then in the morning, I hear Steph, she's like, I visited you last night because I was so scared and I had to hold your hand. But then I started like drowning, and I was like,
I was drowning. Like, I feel like I was going to the other side.
Oh, wow.
And I was drowning, but she was drinking the water.
I was trying to get you out and not knowing I
it's like, oh my God, what's going
That's
on?
hilarious.
Yeah, but
Oh
we've
my
also
God.
started this intuition development from going through anxieties. We pushed through a lot of anxieties and fears, and we worked together to go back and forth, because our one person's strength is another person's like weaknesses. And so we've leaned on each other back and forth in order to develop that, to make ourselves stronger so we can release those things, so we're not held back by any of that anymore.
And a big thing for me is throughout for years, I'm like, I'm crazy. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? I'm crazy. I'm alone. And even when we had each other, it still me feel very alone at times, and you're not sure if anyone understands you, and all those kind of things. And that's what I feel like empowered both of us to be able to help other people, to know that you're not crazy, you're not alone. There's a community of people that are there helping to support you. You just have to find them. And when you do, you'll realize that we are really in this together. Like, all of us, like, we're in this to help support and uplift each other. And that's really been our main focus, because we both went through a lot of struggles. Like, we've both had concussions, lost a child, we've had abusive relationships. We know what it feels like to be in those moments of life when it just kind of hits you hard, but we also know how to get out of it. We know what it's like, and to really give people that hope that it's okay and you're not alone in this.
It's beautiful. That's gorgeous. And you know, one of the things I like to think is that when we go through things like losing a child, the bed, marriages, whatever, that we're in this learning process, especially if we're healers or workers of light, where we're going to be able to help other people later because we've been through it.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're not telling you from a textbook. We're telling you from experience.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's something people can't buy, that kind of experience. And there's a lot of people you can help because what you've been through. I think the collective energy of you is what makes you so powerful. Like, even as I listen to you, you finish each other's sentences. I don't know if you noticed that you guys talk seamlessly. You really do seamlessly. And I just feel like your energy, you've learned to just maybe, like, if one of you needs more energy, like, oh, here you go. Here's 5% of me. Here's 5% of me. I'll give you 15%. You know, I wish we had that. Like,
it's like, oh, I started talking, don't know where I'm going. Hopefully you jump in.
We all wish we had that. Like, that's amazing. Amazing. I just feel like in life, we're all here for this purpose, this path, this reason. And some people miss it. They don't get it. And somehow you guys found each other in a sea of billions of people. You managed to find each other. It's a miracle.
And now there's a whole community out there that we're building that can have that same connection as us. That's why we're doing this.
There's probably certain spirits that are attracted to you because you guys are kind of like a walking miracle in a way. I'm sure people want to just come and hang around the light. Let's just like little bugs. Let's hang around the light a little.
We've actually had a lot of people get mad at us and also stop us on the street. They're like, "You two are too happy," and we're like,
"Yeah, we got trouble for being too happy."
I told you about the people getting upset about the happy. They get upset.
Yeah, we had someone at the post office like, "Can you two stop laughing?" We're like, "No, that's part of us. We laugh everywhere we go."
Hilarious! Oh my god, see, I love that. First of all, you guys just gave me confirmation because I have thought that to myself, like, are people actually mad at me because I'm happy? Yeah,
we are.
Like, how dare you? People are dying out there. Why don't you be miserable? Go rent your clothes and put some dirt on your face. Oh, hilarious. So I want to know, Karen's so quiet down here. Is there any stories that you have to share with me about any of the people that you work with, or anything that you want to say to our listeners tonight to let them know more about you?
Well, so this became a service because my hairdresser lost her son, and because I speak to the other side all the time. It is one of the main things that I believe I'm seeked out for, although everything is pretty on point. But it helped her to get peace, and that's why it became a service. I think one of the hardest things for me is when someone does lose a child, especially a young one. An interesting story happened about 6 months ago. I was told to call a woman that's been my client for years. And I called her. I don't have her phone number, so I had to Facebook call her, which that for me is a miracle within itself. Okay. And it really is. I get on the phone and the computer with her. And I said that don't worry, your son is the way that he should be. And you will have a little girl. And I brought more information forward, but I got off of the phone and I said to my husband, who I met when I was 13, I would have been by myself for my whole life because I'm so odd. I met him. He's not odd like me though. He equals me out. But, he didn't like me so young. I don't think he'd handle it either because there's a lot going on here. But so I looked at him and I said, that little boy is not going to make it. But how do I tell that to a mother? Right? So what was the purpose of this? Because a lot of times, I do readings all over the world. And sometimes I wonder what the purpose of the reading is. I have lots of stories. And 2 weeks later on Valentine's Day, he passed. And 6 hours after he passed, or 7 hours, because we don't use that 6 number, his mom, you get it? That was a joke. I guess. My jokes are weird. But he was in my ear for information to his mother. And I was able to do that. I was able to bring him forward for her, and her family thanked me for doing that because it really saved her. And she summons me now, and that's getting to be a little bit much. But it really helped her through the hardest times. And so when I got to talk to her one day, I said, so when she was calmer and he could calm down a little bit, I said to her, so, that day that I called you, she said, thank you. That helped me so much. It was the day that we decided to put him on. Because of that phone call, we decided to put him on the organ donor list. If we hadn't have done that, we would have felt like we didn't do everything for him. And that was the purpose of that phone call. Wow. So I think that's a very powerful kind of, because I can see forward in time, and I can make connections, just so many connections to loved one after loved one after, so for me, that's why that's such an important gift and tool. I know I have psychiatrists and psychologists and attorney people will refer their clients to get some peace and closure. And that's a big thing for me. And it just happened to me again last week where I had a message and I gave it, and I knew that this man who's in his 40s was going to pass. And I looked at my husband, I go, here we go again. And then he passed 2 days ago. And the message that I gave was on the 3rd, the 3, but I didn't realize it, but Tuesday, because he passed Tuesday, and Tuesday is the 3rd day of the week. So that's, but through all of that stream of, so who's the babies? Who lost the baby?
Are you talking to me, aren't you?
I did. I lost
Okay,
it.
but the
Oh.
baby.
You said babies. I lost 2
Babies.
grandchildren this year.
Okay, and you lost a baby.
I lost a
Yeah.
baby too.
So,
I lost a baby too. Yeah.
okay, one was a stillborn?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah. Stillborn. Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting all these babies around me now. So I have 2, and I have all these babies circling. They're like literally halos over everybody's head.
Aw,
I was trying
cute.
not to do this, but as you can see, it doesn't work that way for me.
Aw.
But there is a miracle. So who has the miracle baby?
I have a miracle baby.
Yes.
Yeah, she wasn't
She's the
supposed to
one.
be. Yeah,
Yeah.
she wasn't supposed to be born. Yeah.
Yes. That's beautiful. So can I just share one piece of information and
Yeah.
because it really pertains to all of you, that so we make an agreement as women before we come to earth that we will help a soul that does not need to be here for very long, whether it be a stillborn, a pregnancy, or a younger child, and that's a harder one. But we make this decision prior to coming to earth to house this child inside of our womb. And then we have to allow it to go, but they'll be on the other side for you. And they do act as guardian angels, and they do bring you strength, and you will know them in heaven, because there's a thread from your womb that goes on up into the universe, and you're part of their light.
Aw, I love that.
And if you can all share, and Andrea, for you, if you can share that and understand too, that would be good.
Yes, I definitely.
Yeah, I love that.
Karen, you're an inspiration.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
I'm a humble.
Very inspirational. You inspire me. Thank you.
I mean, just the fact that she said that while I was still talking, I'm recently lost. My daughter is pregnant almost all of 2022 and has no baby to show for it.
She's going to have a miracle baby in 2023.
Oh.
And it will be a boy, not a girl. She's 2 girls.
Yeah, I think Sheila had 2. Definitely one that we named M. She came out stillborn.
Yes.
She was breech.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And the second baby was killing her. So they had to let it go.
Oh,
And there's another one
I'm
coming.
sorry.
She'll make the 3rd
I'm
in
sorry.
2023. That probably means she'll be pregnant in 2023, because you have to really listen to what I say. I didn't realize that when I give messages, that stuff comes out. That's crazy.
And I almost died in 2018. I tried too late. I was too old.
And your grandma, your Nana, your
Yeah.
Meme, whatever. She talks a lot.
Yeah.
She really, but in my ear since we started this.
Oh, really? I love it.
She likes to push people back. Okay. I'm telling her, okay.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
But,
That's amazing. Thank you for that, because that it's been hard. It's been hard. My daughter, she's 35, and I think they were starting to give up hope because her husband turned 40. She's 35.
I heard.
Yeah.
He's going to be, 40, he'll be 40. Yep.
Well, Karen, thank you, by the way, for that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It means the world to
You don't
me.
have to thank me. It comes from the universe, not me. I'm just humble. It's all good.
Because I feel like when I'm in the presence of someone who is actually, they're getting this message, because I feel like the messages, I have said this before because I'm very Neptunian in nature. And I believe that the messages are out there. They're like float around, like, anyone who has the right antenna or radio equipment can gather it. They can pull it down, they can harness it. And that's why sometimes you'll hear songs and someone in Russia will write the same song that someone in Philadelphia did, and they know nothing of each other. It's because that music was just floating around and they managed to grab it and make it into something real. But I think it's the same with what Karen does as well.
Well, my antenna is built different.
Yeah.
I have a flat cerebral cortex. So my brain is built very different. Wow. It's unique. And that's where you gather messages and kind of decipher them and push them out. And so the neurologists want to study it. And then I have 25 brain lesions and my brain is rewired itself. So my brain doesn't look like a normal one. I'm an anomaly, they say. I think that's the right word.
Wow.
Did they ever explain to you where what caused the brain lesions? Because my daughter has a brain lesion. And
I was diagnosed with MS, but I really use shamanic remedies and visualization and crystals and keep myself healed. So I can heal myself. I heal people. And my husband says, if I visualize long enough, it goes away.
That's amazing. I love that, by the way. And it's similar to a conversation we had earlier about healing. That is a special gift that I think people are starting to tap into more and more now. It's just amazing.
I'm old now, so
I keep hearing you say that, and that's it. I'm gonna get you to a number. Okay, now are we talking over 70 or younger than 70?
Younger than 70,
okay.
But I'm older than you.
Older than me. Okay. But younger than 70. I'll give you that. I'm like, we're gonna get this into a particular area. I think you look great, by the way, no matter what that is. I think you actually look great. Your countenance is young still. So that's
universal light works, right?
Yes. So there's something I love to do with my guests because I'm an astrologer. I like to guess what their signs are. And I'm not always accurate, but it's fun doing it. It's fun. Okay, so of course, the first guess, what you do, anyone would just say Gemini. But I actually am thinking something more different, like Aquarius than Gemini. Maybe.
That's my daughter. She's an Aquarius.
Oh, your daughter's an Aquarius. Well, if we're not talking Aquarius here, then I don't know. I do sense one of you might be a Leo. Tell me, what signs are you?
I'm a Cancer.
And I'm a Taurus.
Okay. You know what it is? Taurus is getting me every time. Every time I get stumped, it's a Taurus. And I'm like, wait. But I didn't pick up Taurus or Cancer from either of you. I wonder what your rising signs are.
Leo is my rising sign.
Okay. That's the Leo. Okay.
I think Libra actually might be.
And there's the Libra.
I know. I feel like she's a Libra rising sign.
Right. It's funny because sometimes we emanate to our rising signs more than our sun sign.
Yeah.
And that Leo and Libra was sticking out there, but I didn't catch the Taurus or Cancer whatsoever. You guys are hidden under there. And by the way, Taurus and Cancer sextile, so positive for a flowing, harmonious relationship. No wonder you guys can understand each other. You naturally flow. So continue to flow. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And Karen, I have been thinking about this for the longest because first of all, you see the air behind her and I'm thinking, is she a Aquarius? That was my first thought. And then I thought, no, she's talking to the dead. Is that Scorpio? But then her face, look at the roundness of her face. I'm thinking, is that a Cancer? What sign are you, Karen?
Virgo.
I wasn't nowhere near it. Nowhere near.
Nobody ever is.
It's funny though, but Virgos, and I'm just trying to think, that's the second time a Virgo stumped me today. I got stumped by a Virgo earlier today. My daughter is a Virgo, by the way.
Everything about me is a 9.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. That's usually Sagittarius or Aries.
like 9 is September 18,
Yeah.
and I end in the 9. And then I was born at 8/1, which is 9.
I like that though, because 9 is a 9 symbolizes the knowledge of all things. It's the completion
Really?
number.
Oh, that makes
Because,
sense.
you know, 1, if you were a 1, you would be a beginner, like an Aries type. But a 9 is a finisher. You're at the end stage game. It's probably why you can connect in with the dead. Because
Yeah.
you're, you know, you're going to, I think, maybe you're at your last incarnation.
I
You
am.
may evolve.
I
Right.
am. Ramashah is one of my guides, and I use my guides that are around me, but I don't need them anymore.
Yeah.
Talk to the source.
Yeah, I think you're really very spiritual. And I think it's why I was kind of thrown off by the just airy nature about you. And since you're a Virgo, you probably do have some Libra in you. I'm sure of it.
Yes.
Because it's very close there. But I sense this is maybe your last incarnation.
As long as I teach everybody the way that I'm supposed
There's
to.
a Virgo in her, the teaching. Now I get it. I love it. Natural born teacher. You've got so much to teach, you guys. And I want to invite all of you guys to join me in my Facebook group. It's on Facebook. It's just a group, Facebook groups, Astrology, a look inside. Anywhere, Astrology, a look inside. Just come hang out with me, you guys, because you've been wonderful.
I'd love to, absolutely.
It was
And
great.
is there anything either of you guys like to say before we go? Because I can't even believe it's almost an hour. It's ridiculous.
I know. I like talking to you guys. So what are you guys doing next week?
Let's do something. Let's do something. I will say this, you guys. I am planning a spiritual summit, and I'm planning to use some of these interviews. So I want to make sure I got all your links to anything you're promoting, your websites, any of that. If you haven't already emailed me with that, let me know, because I want to promote you guys and let people know about what you do. Your services, both of you, are amazing, amazing services.
We will promote you too.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you so much. I need all the promotion I can get, John.
No, you're good. Good energy.
Oh, but thank you. Well, just like they said, it's better to be up than to be down. And it feels better, right? It just feels
It does.
better. Yeah.
We elevate the universe when we're up.
Yeah. And it feels good. And I don't know what happened, but Daphne, we love you. And whenever you see this, send me your links to your website so I can promote you too. And I hope everything's okay with her. I don't know what happened to Daphne. She's okay. Yeah. Anyway, you guys, much love to you all. Let's dance on out of here. Let's dance on out. I'll
Party,
put the
party.
music on. Yeah, let's party. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Golden Bob. Ah,
It's so cute. I love it.
fun.
You guys loved it. It's been so much fun.
Thank
Many
you.
Thank
blessings
you
to
so much.
guys.
Thank you. Nice
Thank
meeting
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.